In the 4th chapter of Paul's letter to the Philippians, we read, "I know indeed how to live in humble circumstances. I also know how to live with abundance. In every circumstance and in all things, I have learned the secret of being well fed and of going hungry, of living in abundance and of being in need. I have the strength for everything through him who empowers me." It is believed that St. Paul visited Philippi 3 times, and while there is only one letter to them, scholars studying it believe that the structure and the content reveal that the letter to the Philippians is actually more than one letter, probably 3 combined. St. Paul had a strong relationship with the Philippians. You see that in the letter. There are no stern words or disappointing tone. Only his desire that the Philippians stay close to Jesus in every situation, in every relationship, in each success, and every failure. He knows the temptation to want to give up when life is hard and uncertain, when you have a bad day or everything is going terribly wrong. He knows that temptation because actually Paul is not writing this letter poolside at a resort or relaxing between some preaching gigs. He is in prison. So you can feel the depth of his conviction when he writes in those words, especially the 13th verse, and the translation that I prefer, "I can do all things in him who strengthens me." Now someone is watching this, might be listening to my words, but is wondering, what is this picture and why are we looking at it? This picture was given to me a few years ago by my staff. The artist has creatively and beautifully captured the beginning of the Good Friday service of the Lord's Passion and Death. This captured from a moment in the cathedral in Newark. The Good Friday service always begins with the presider, and in the case of this picture, other priests involved in the ceremony, prostrating on the floor of the sanctuary. It is a moment when the priest imitates the surrender of Jesus, his willingness to serve, forgive, show compassion, often at great personal cost. It is a moment of recognizing that all we do is not based on a degree or talent or luck. It is all by the grace of God. I can do all things in him who strengthens me. I was ordained on this day, May 14th, 37 years ago. This picture reminds me of one of the moments in the ordination ceremony when, before those who are to be ordained come forward, and they lie prostrate in the sanctuary while everyone sings the Litany of the Saints. Truth be told, I wanted to use that picture from my ordination, but I can't find the photo album. But this picture I see every day, and it reminds me of that moment in my ordination. You see, there were many memorable moments of that day, even 37 years ago. But the lying prostrate in the sanctuary is the one I vividly remember. Your arms are crossed and your forehead rests on your hands. Your eyes are closed, and you lay there, realizing that you have no idea where the journey will take you, what blessings or challenges await you. And as you lay there, you realize that there will be moments of grace and joy, as well as moments of uncertainty and challenge and mistakes. But in that moment, you rise, believing that Paul's words can be trusted. I can do all things in him who strengthens me. May 14th is the feast of St. Matthias, the man who was chosen after the death of Judas, so that the early church could keep the original number 12 of the disciples. All these centuries later, every one of us is chosen as a disciple of Jesus, and we each live it in a different way. These have been the most challenging, perplexing, and surreal weeks of my priesthood. Actually, my entire life. From the time of my childhood until now, I have lived through many things, as many of you have. My earliest memory is in kindergarten of Kennedy's assassination, and then the civil rights movement in Vietnam and Watergate and the assassination of Dr. King and Robert Kennedy, 9/11, Hurricane Sandy, just to name a few. And as I said, many of you have lived through those moments. And then there are all the personal moments of challenge, the moments of great sorrow, the moments of decision. But I think it's safe to say none of us have ever lived like anything like this, in anything like this. But today, I rise to tell you that through all the years until now, in every single moment, I have trusted in the presence of the Lord. Yes, in moments of laughter and tears and sorrow, joy, confusion, misunderstanding, accomplishments, I have trusted in the presence of the Lord. A Lord who lays on the floor with me and with all of us, with each of you. And then he says to us, get up and believe the ancient words that indeed feel new to me each day. I can do all things in him who strengthens me.